women are that way very dynamic, gregarious in whatever they do. So when women deliver results, there is no reason why organization should ignore them. So you need to learn and unlearn and relearn in this rapidly changing environment. So unless you do that, whether you're a man or a woman, you will be obsolete. Having more women is good for business. So it's a matter of taking that, the fully fledged research and understanding that it is good for business, because diversity of views, diversity of thought, diversity of decision making is going to be really helpful for any organization. So there is no reason why companies should ignore this 52% of the population, half the population. You cannot leave half of the population behind and countries can grow.
Welcome to IMS Cochin, ma'am. Can you share a brief overview of your experience, how you came into the logistics sector?
Thank you, Brinda. It is a wonderful opportunity. This is my second visit to Cochin after a long time. Actually, when I joined logistics, it was actually by an accident. I'm an engineer turned supply chain professional. Accidentally, when I was in Unilever, company offered me to move to supply chain. And I didn't know anything about supply chain at that time. But for some reason or the other, I said yes. And accidentally, I got into logistics and then later on get into the board as a supply chain director, which was the best decision that I took, I feel. So my entry into logistics is by chance, but I'm loving it.
But we should say it's not an accident, it's a blessing. Otherwise, we will not be having you here. And
Yes,
you've definitely been a role model to many. And your presence today for the aspiring students is definitely, it will create a more avenue for them to get into the industry. So personally, I would say it would have been an accident for you. For us, it is a blessing.
Thank
So
you.
God had bigger plans to bring you
Thank
into the
you.
industry. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Brinda.
Ma'am, can you share some key achievements or milestones in your career, like the particular, like the ones that you are really proud of?
Okay, I'll talk about 4. 2 in my workplace, 2 outside of my workplace, former workplace. So I actually, in Unilever, when I was working, I started off in quality assurance. So at that time, I was trained as a quality auditor. So within 2 years, I became a lead auditor of quality, and I was able to audit multiple factories around the world. So in the entire South Asia, I was the first lead auditor chosen at that time, which was, I thought, was as a young management trainee joined the company, and then becoming a lead auditor was something that I thought was quite a notable achievement at that time. Secondly, the profession that I entered by chance really was really the better decision that I took at that time, I felt, when the company actually promoted me to the board of Unilever as a supply chain director, which I thought was again something unusual, because till then there was not a single female who was heading supply chain in the entire South Asia. So I was the first female supply chain director in the entire South Asia in Unilever. So those are the 2 things that I can be proud of in my workplace at that time. And after leaving Unilever, I was actively involved in Chartered Institute of Logistics and Transport. And then I founded Women in Logistics and Transport. I didn't have any background whatsoever doing such a thing, but I just had a passion for supporting women, because our industry was very few females in our industry. So I just want to get more women like me to get into the industry. So the fact that I was able to garner a huge support through huge support from many women in the industry at that time, really, when you look back, I'm really happy, because we've come a long way since then. And that really enabled me to get into the global WiLAT chairperson role, which is a huge international role, not only a country-specific role, it's an international role, where now I finished my tenure 3 months ago, but I have been able to grow WiLAT in leaps and bounds with more than 20 countries joining the family during my tenure, which I thought was quite an achievement. No, especially during a period like COVID, where we couldn't even move. So that I thought was quite a engaging and enriching experience. Working with a multicultural, background, people, women with multicultural background was a huge achievement. I felt. So I'm glad that I chose this field, and I'm continue to support women not only in Sri Lanka, outside of Sri Lanka, around the world as well.
That's like really inspiring. It's a great achievement. Though you say it with a happy face, it's definitely a cumbersome task. It's not that easy for a women. It's not that women are less anyway, but then having said that, breaking the glass ceiling, not breaking though, shattering the glass ceiling and reaching the heights and achieving is not an easy task. And I greatly salute you for it.
Thank you.
As a women logistics leader, have you observed changes in diversity and inclusion during your tenure in your career?
I think world is becoming more diverse now, because business case is very clear. When you get more women into the world of work, countries will grow, economies will grow. And there has been a study that has been done by McKinsey. It says if you achieve gender parity by 2030, $24 trillion can be added to the global economy. So business case is very clear. Having more women is good for business. So it's a matter of taking that, the fully fledged research and understanding that it is good for business, because diversity of views, diversity of thought, diversity of decision making is going to be really helpful for any organization. So I have seen over the years, more women are given the opportunity. But having said that, sometimes we women have inner inhibitions, and you are not fully sure whether we should join these male dominant industries. So that is when we decided to set up WiLAT. So I'm happy that with the formation of women interest groups like WiLAT, especially under the Chartered Institute of Logistics and Transport, which is a globally recognized, renowned professional body which supports the art and science of logistics, is really at the forefront of this supporting women. So I'm glad that they supported WiLAT. And then with that, we are flying higher and higher year after year, surpassing the CILT as well, because women are that way very dynamic, gregarious in whatever they do. So when women deliver results, there is no reason why organization should ignore them. So through our sheer hard work and effort and passion, we can deliver results. So organizations should notice us. So globally, there is a big thrust on diversity, equity, and inclusion now, because diverse organizations, diverse boards are really going to improve the financial performance of organizations. This is not individuals saying that, it is research has proven. So that is good for business. So there is no reason why companies should ignore this 52% of the population, half the population. You cannot leave half of the population behind and countries can grow. So we need to include everybody, not only gender-wise, any other diversity that you need to look at, cultural diversity, ethnicity, age, everything you need to factor now, because diverse organization will thrive.
Absolutely. And IMS is one such example too. If you could see, if you had visited, like when you saw another office or be it the head office, you would have seen lots of women in the workforce. So there is preference, not preference, like it is equally distributed. Women, even in terms of age, we have people who have started the career and also people who have retired, almost to the verge
Exactly.
of retirement. So as said, there should not be any disparity in terms of gender or age or whatsoever, because the world now demands talent or
Exactly.
skills over anything else. Thank you
And
so much.
if I may add one more point here, because now globally, world over, the technological advancements are, really rapid and moving at a rapid pace. So in that kind of a context, earlier women had to be physically there. Now digitalization is a great enabler for women. You can study things online. You can, I mean, always when you, if you take a break for maybe to, for childbearing or whatever, you can always come back by reskilling yourself. So the companies are supporting women to, upskill them. And also, so you need to learn and unlearn and relearn in this rapidly changing environment. So unless you do that, whether you're a man or a woman, you will be obsolete. So women have more opportunities, therefore, in this rapidly changing, technologically advanced, digitalized environment that we are experiencing now in the world.
Thank you, ma'am. That's a beautiful experience. Thank you.